problem for it.
So I wanted to get some things clear. You know that a person can get past and move forward whatever they choose to, or they can hold on to it. But it seems oftentimes in conversations that I have with people that maybe I haven't talked to for a while or things like that, certain comments will come up, and I'm thinking to myself, you're still thinking about that? Like, I thought that was done and over with. Because for me, when it is like a so-called argument or you're having a debate, that's what's happening in that moment. After that, that's not happening. So for somebody to sit there and brew on that and to let that brew inside of them, I feel the energy from that. And then on top of it, you're going to make a comment to me about it. And so I'm going to say, you're still thinking about that. So since you're bringing it up, now we're going to address it because you were not completed the last time that we talked about it. So I want to make you whole on the conversation. That way it doesn't come up again, because I'm not going to live life flashing back on this. And then that's going to make you upset. Like, people say, well, she just doesn't care. No, I don't care about arguments because they are an argument in the moment. Does that mean you have to walk around life being bitter? I don't care who that argument or disagreement was with. Yeah, I have a problem with the people I ought to have problems with. That doesn't include people that I love. And that is my problem. If I have a problem, is I love people too much. It's not the opposite of that. So whatever has you all irritated with me, or you just don't understand that I love you too much. And so that's why some of you are able to re-offend with me, right? You get offended by the things that I say because we're revisiting this again. Even though I know what you're doing, if you're doing what it is you're doing, because everybody has to think everyone is having a problem, and it flushes the issues up to the surface so that they can be dealt with and then skimmed off and done away with, hopefully. That way people can move on more peacefully. I want to pluck the insecurities out of people. Do I have a right to do that? Only if you allow it to happen. But I'm not going to sit there with you in your pity party when I know that you have a way out, that Jehovah is the answer to that. That's what we're going to talk about. And you can hold me accountable for whatever you want to hold me accountable for. Just know that accountability also falls on your shoulders for the things that you do and the things that you say and how you choose to behave in any given situation. But because of who I am, people like to press and press and press and press and press and press and press just to see if I will or if I won't. Do you like seeing me do what you do better than I like seeing you not do it? Because if it's not good for you, and if it's not good for me, then it can't be good for anybody, right? And if everyone's telling me, hey, be quiet, hush, don't say nothing, what's getting done? Everyone else can just do and say what they want to do in life. It's just, keep her confined and keep her limited on what she can do and say. We're going to keep her right here in this spot, because if she talks too much, it's putting everybody at risk, because everybody isn't at risk with my mouth shut, are they? Doesn't look like anybody's at risk at all if I'm not saying a word. And like I said, I'm a realist poet. I'm a writer, and that's what you're going to hear from me. And if that is offensive to you, then I suggest that everybody just stop talking. And I've said that before. Everybody just stop talking. since these conversations are what everyone is so extra sensitive and in their feelings about. You want to have the conversation, you just don't want it to affect you when you're having the conversation, even though everybody in the conversation is being affected in some form or fashion. Have some mercy. Where's the compassion? Where's the empathy? You send sympathy cards when you hear about people dying that you like. What about everyone else that you're forgetting about? Because if you're not going to remember them, I'm going to take the time to remember them. And it's okay if you don't remember them, because I am going to. And it's okay if you didn't have the idea to think to remember them until I came up with the idea to, hey, bring them back to life. Because I never forgot about them, and I intend to bring them back to life all of the time in my conversations and the sort. Name the person. It's all you got to do. What I don't know, I make sure that I do know. What I want to know is what I know. What I don't know is what I will know. It's all up to me. And if I go putting the responsibility of me being happy off on other people, I wouldn't fare too well now, would I? Because a lot of people are not happy. And a lot of unhappy people are not going to be able to bring me happiness now, are they? I mean, they can't even do that much for Jehovah. Who am I? I don't even bring him happiness all the time because I'm imperfect. And people consciously sin, and then there are sins that you're not even conscious of you're doing, something that is offensive to Jehovah. Do you know that? You may not even be aware of it. So yes, I am guilty of that. But going out and you know, people will say, well, that's gross sin when you did that. That's gross sin. Okay, yeah. Am I doing that or am I doing that? Because I also have work that everyone knows about that I do. And I'm telling people what type of work that I do. And I was offered a very high price to do the work that I do. But I didn't take that price because it was working against the good for the bad. So I refused to take that large amount of money that I was offered to do that, salary based. My entire life has been the offer, and I don't say anything about it until I am in my 50s to people. I'm 53 now. I'm so grown, right? People say, oh, you're not independent because you're on the state and you're this, and I've worked for everything that I am getting, that I have, I've worked for that. I have worked for that. Even in retirement, I've worked for it. Everyone can't say that they've worked for everything that they have. You absolutely cannot say that. And that goes for everybody in my association, in my arrangement. They've worked for it, whether they've worked on themselves or worked in this wicked system in order to make good things happen. They have earned it. Jehovah has blessed them with it. And if you don't consider where I'm at and what I'm doing a blessing, then you can go have that argument between yourself and yourself, a wall, a mirror, or someone else, because I'm not trying to hear it. And everyone has a valid complaint. It doesn't make one more person's suffering more or less than the next person. Because even feeling empathy and sympathy for people is a sacrifice. It is taking something out of you. Jesus wept. You didn't think that didn't take away his energy. You didn't think when he was being persecuted and being tortured and tried as an innocent man, you didn't think that didn't rob him of his energy. You don't think that was sacrifice? All the stuff that he was going through, the beatings and everything. And how many men after that? How many women after that? How many children after that until today? How many? Because, see, I'm taking all of that into consideration constantly. And people will think, well, why do you focus so much on that? You can't do anything with the good if you don't face the bad head on. That's where the word coward comes in. Because you can pretend like you're good all you want to. You can say and look like and give gifts and give money, and you can do all of that all you want to. But if it's not being put towards Jehovah and doing the things that He wants you to do and the way that He would prefer for you to spend your time. See, because I'm working and I'm pro bono, but I'm working. I have to work for where I'm at and where I am going. I have to work for that. Faith without works is dead. So far, Jehovah has answered every prayer I could possibly think. And things that I didn't even pray about, He read my heart because He made those things available to me. I'm not stupid about this. He knows exactly what I need, when I need it, at the time that I need it. I have no complaints. If I'm complaining about Jehovah and the things that He is doing for me, I would never. And that includes bringing me the men and women into my life that I need the most in order to help me be successful in what it is I'm doing, because I'm coming with peace and I'm leaving with peace. And with peace comes the truth. And with the truth comes peace. So for whatever label I have been labeled with, while you were labeling me with that label, I was at peace. Can you say the same? Because remember, I'm not talking about what you guys are talking about. I'm talking about something much more serious concerning everyone, so that people understand the trickle-down effect. Jesus taught the trickle-down effect based on behavior and choices in life. I want that same peace for everyone, but not everyone is going to get that same peace. Do you know why? Because they're like Cain and Abel and Pharaoh and King Nebuchadnezzar. It says in the scriptures that men will be lovers of themselves, lovers of money, rather than lovers of God. He didn't say you have to be broke, because there were many people who were blessed by Jehovah and were given riches, given things back 10 times more than what they had before, so on and so forth, because they had faith and they feared Jehovah, because they loved Him and they understood Him as a loving Heavenly Father, and the sacrifices that He's made on their behalf. Yeah, there's a lot of people that I know whose sacrifices contributed to my life the way that it is now. And so I'm not sorry for being there in those conversations, no matter how difficult those conversations have been for you or for me. I'm just glad that we were there together to hopefully work through it and continue the conversation that brings the love, the truth, and the peace that everyone needs in order to be able to soundly make decisions for themselves and to ward off Satan's snares and temptations, because the wicked supersedes the earth right now. If the road leading to life is narrow and few are the ones finding it.